talking Chainsaw Man. Yes. Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I am Brandon Alvarado, Scarlet Fan here, and I'm so excited to be back here. Amateur Otaku Podcast live stream. Guys, the time has come. Mike, I can't hold the hype. Isaac, I really hope you don't too. So don't fall asleep because we're talking Chainsaw Man. It's here. It's time. Let's do this.
I loved the 60-second break, just rejuvenated Brandon's enthusiasm. He brought the energy in that reintroduction. And it's been so long, guys, since we actually had a chance to talk. We're talking about the best anime of the year. So there's that.
Be happy, be horny, be bursting with rage. Welcome to Chainsaw Man coverage of days.
Wow. Well done. But
I love the energy of this episode already.
Yes. Now, I have been reading the Chainsaw Man manga for almost 3-4 months now. I devoured the first 95 chapters in like 4 days because I found it so interesting and fascinating and crazy and weird. And I was so excited when it came back in the manga with the new characters that it introduced. But, of course, when it started winning all these awards and it was announced that MAPPA, which is one of the biggest and most popular anime studios out there. I mean, guys, if you don't know who MAPPA is, Attack on Titan final season, Jujutsu Kaisen, and plenty more. But I think those two are enough to talk about their pedigree, right? But they're doing Chainsaw Man. This show looks beautiful, but before we break the episode, guys, can we talk about the opening?
How they pretty much loves reference movies while being horny.
It's wow.
Everything resorts back to one thing with Isaac. I swear.
I mean. In the quote-unquote introduction with power, I don't know if you noticed that, but in the bottom left corner, we have the red-headed dominatrix having Denji on all four, walking him like a dog. So this some ways to talk about horniness is just fitting with this show in general, especially moving forward for those that read the manga. That's all I'm gonna say.
Isaac, can we discover the horny on our own next time?
Yes, I mean it's like for some reason we find the Playboys on the floor and you're the one that's grabbing them and just opening them up. I mean,
look at it.
I mean, I'm from Sweden. Give me a break.
No, I don't think I will.
Now,
also, those that listen to us are used to this by now, so
they shouldn't be, but I guess they are. But. Hey guys,
let's talk the intro, and I love our Quinter's comment, right? Of how many movie references do we get in this intro, right?
Yeah,
the person just say yes, all of them, all of the references, and
all
of
them. Yes,
It's one of those things where you mentioned MAPPA, right? Being the production studio that took on this project. We know the pedigree, right? We know Jujutsu Kaisen, we know Attack on Titan. But they went in their bag for this first episode, right? Like, this might be some of the best work they've ever done.
Yes.
Which is impressive. It's just, I'm speechless. But go ahead, guys.
I've heard, the CEO of MAPPA, they literally read the first volume and said, yes, I want the anime rights to everything this mangaka is doing. Let's call the publishers.
Yeah, and so what I found brilliant, apart from the fact that it's such a very, by the way, the bass line, like just the energy that's there, the play with the camera. Last week we talked about animation, right, and the future of animation, and I love that Mappa has made the decision to, especially through, and you can see this in Attack on Titan, you can see this in Jujutsu Kaisen, is to do to use the perfect blend of CG enhancements, computer graphics, and animation in a way that it enhances the art, the actual mangaka art, which is the best animation that I can think of, right? Because like I mentioned, one of the things that I love about manga, and when it's translated properly into anime, is that the anime is trying to capture that signature from the mangaka, right? And when he draws these characters, when he draws the style, and you can feel that style here from the opening, and then of course throughout the show. But
Yeah.
the trick of light, again, the light work in the opening is amazing. The references to movies.
I never thought I would see an anime reference Rise of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, that was awesome. Especially yes. Now I'm gonna leave a thought that I have about the opening towards the end of the episode. So I don't want to mention it now. But I love how the opening. We all know that every single anime opening and every single anime ending in one way, shape, or form, it's trying to say something about the story that we are watching or are going to watch, right? It's trying to give us
or just spoils you straight out like Naruto.
Correct. Unless is that one weird one from Shippuden that everybody's just dancing in the disco and like it's a very happy, which by the way is one of the best openings ever.
Fun fact, that is the only opening that doesn't feature Sasuke because he's never happy.
I hate you for being so attentive to detail.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm always full of trivia.
Yes.
I mean, Mike is the living encyclopedia. I'm just a mad dog that's constantly horny and full of puns. You should know it by now.
I should. Hey, the fact that you have put this in the universe, you have made it possible for it to happen. So if it happens, it's on you, and I'm going to remember this, Arcwinder.
You're goddamn right. No, but it's. I'm glad we're spending time talking about the intro because I don't know if you guys know this, but every single episode is going to have a different intro.
Wait. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it live. The fuck?
Yeah. So apparently, every single episode is going to have a different intro. So we probably need to just dedicate time every time we talk this show to break down the intro because it's going to be different next week. It's going to be different the week after.
So it's 12 episodes. So it's 12 episodes, and each of these 12 episodes will have a different intro every single time.
Every single time.
Yes.
And you know what's interesting that makes me think. Apart from the fact that the way the end credits are presented in this episode is just like typical cinema fare, right? Mm. I have a feeling. Part of me thinks that that's the decision they made because this was the episode that they showed off at New York Comic Con, or what is it? Was it New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because they showed it off there, they selected that one, but it would make sense that they don't have a actual designer ending because they're dedicated. The writers, hey, you guys got to focus on the openings because we're going to do a different one every single one, which again, it's very interesting. But I'm glad that you mentioned it. But the thoughts that I have, the last couple of thoughts that I have on the opening, I'll say it toward talking about this. So if I forget, please tell me because I really want to talk about it. But
yeah. So to rewind though, Artwinder, yes. What have you done? Because there are now 11 chances of getting a Breaking Bad reference. Godspeed. I wouldn't have put money on that.
I have a feeling that now the next poll for the next 12 for the next couple of months is going to be, did we get that Breaking Bad one? Is this the night?
Yeah, Mr. White. Yeah, science.
Now,
keep doing it now.
It's going to happen. Now, the first thing that you see, right, is we're presented with a dream that Denji, which is the main character, is having.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up in his broken down place, right? And as he's walking to go to work, he's talking about everything that he owes because he was left with a huge debt by his father. And then he talks about everything that he sold from his body to be able to pay off that debt. That is like the epitome of poverty. Because you can be poor, but not poor and in debt that you have to like give away parts of yourself just to not be killed because of the debt. That's just crazy. So from the beginning, we have these dire circumstances, right?
Yes.
But isn't it fascinating how happy-go-lucky Denji carries himself that you instantly connect with him? And that's just great.
It's great. It's a fantastic opening episode, right? And going to something that Trayvon said in the comments earlier, right? It's beautifully tragic, and I want to acknowledge the poll that Isaac set up here. Do you agree that Chainsaw Man is a horny anime / manga? We're in episode 1. I don't know.
Damn
it. You know.
Oh boy.
I don't know how that got him trapped with the mob, but you know, I don't know how OnlyFans works in that universe. but
yeah,
I think that's what makes it such a strong opening, right? And I was talking to my sister about this because
you watched it with your sister?
She doesn't have the guts to watch it, but she wanted to hear what it was about because she's
Fair
like,
enough.
why does this guy have a chainsaw for a face? So I talked to her about it. But I was telling her what makes Denji such a compelling character, right? Is because we all know the shonen tropes, right? I want to be Hokage. I want to be king of the pirates. I want to be the strongest on earth. I want to be the number one hero. Denji's entire motivation is, I want to be able to have jam on my bread. And it's like, that just puts everything in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Right? It took the shonen dreams and wants trope, the Disney princess ideals and story beats, and it's like, yeah, this guy just wants a normal life, and not even a luxurious life. He just wants to be able to put food on the table for him and his cute little demon chainsaw dog. And it's so heartbreaking and tragic. But like you said, his optimism and his kind of naivete in a way, because like I don't think he realizes how bad he's got it. Yeah, one of his exactly. He's selling everything just to scrape by, and it's a tragic ending when you get to the end of the episode, and he's like thrown in a dumpster into pieces, and that's why you love Pochita's sacrifice, right? When you get to that point, it's like this somebody in the universe cared about Denji to give him a chance. We don't even know what he's going to make of it, but just to give him a chance at a better life and to get that dream. Yeah, it's a perfect introduction because I've waited for this anime for so long. I purposely didn't read the manga to get to this point, so it felt very well earned getting such a strong first episode, because it's like, yeah, the holding off paid off for me. I think it was a good decision for this to be my introduction to the universe. And MAPPA, they just knocked it out of the park because it's part animation, part CG. It's cell shaded. Like, it's that perfect blend you were talking about, Brandon, and it's just it's a perfect first episode in my opinion.
Isaac, I throw it to you. Chainsaw Man, episode 1. Introduction of Denji. Talk to me.
It's first of all, I love how people are talking about how they, as someone that has read both Chainsaw Man and now Fire Punch, it makes this whole thing makes it how should I put it? After I read Fire Punch after Chainsaw Man, and it is a weird feeling considering this is a light-hearted shonen in comparison. But I digress. I feel that this is a perfect introduction to a character like Denji, and like Mike is saying, and sort of like what I said with Bleach, with Ichigo, going back to that. Say what you want about him as a character, but it's refreshing not seeing this stereotypical Shonen Jump protagonist kind of deal.
Yeah.
He has his kind of he has a motivation that stands out. You can understand why why he wants it, and also, yeah, like our Winder said, the classic never give up attitude, but thrown into a cruel and unforgiving world. And
just pulled the short straw in life compared to the other shonen characters.
Yeah, it's sort of although he's sort of like if it's almost like if Naruto never gotten a chance whatsoever and got literally thrown at in the streets, kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe not exactly the same, but you get you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's I love how Tatsuki picked that particular scenario, right? Mm-hmm. To isolate him from everything and to allow that isolation to inform his character. And also to kind of tell everybody else, hey guys, we all take everything for granted. Which I love the commentary there, right? Because it's not just Denji. For him, the dream is to be able to not have to eat a plain slice of bread. The dream is to have a little bit of jam.
He didn't even know jam was a thing for how long? It's so sad.
Yes. But it also, but I like the conversation with us, right? There's this through line, right? Because it's like we can connect with him because we've never been in those dire straits, but the dire straits that he's in are kind of real. Like, you know, it's like the worst of an actual situation that can happen. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like he fell asleep. Like, it wasn't like Fry from Futurama that he fell into a cryogenic chamber and slept for 1,000 years, right? Like this is something that can actually happen to someone. It's a realistic scenario, which is why I love the world of Chainsaw Man, because it is a very grounded world. It is a world with very clear rules. And I love how this episode was able to explain the rules or the basics of this world very clearly. There's human beings, but there's devils. And these devils exist. And they can kill you, or they can keep you alive. And if you get in one of them's good graces, you can make deals with them. And those deals have consequences. And all the devils are different. Because think about this. In one episode, we met 3 very, 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 very different devils.
Yeah, we did.
Which again, it's one of those episodes. It's only 25 minutes, but it feels like a lengthy movie that we truly capture the character, right? Which speaks of the directing, which speaks of the pacing, which speaks of the editing, right? But the rules are clear. And everybody fell in love with Pochita, not because Pochita's super cute, but the introduction that Denji had to her, or to Pochita, I don't know if it's her, was just so cute and so interesting. Denji is ready to die because they told him that if he doesn't come up with XYZ amount of money, they're going to kill him when his dad just died, right? Yeah. Which is, again, buddy. Talk about waking up in a well and then finding a hole that takes you to the center of the earth. It's like that bad. And yes, 100%. And I love how that's this anime's quirk or trope, right? Every single anime or shonen show has a quirk or a trope, right? Has something that makes it different from the rest. And I love that this. By the way, can we talk about how every single anime now is about demons? For some reason, like everything. Yeah, but I love that this one is pretty unique and makes it very personal and very particular. And as the show goes on, as someone that's read the manga, it gets very specific and very interesting as it moves forward. But I love how it was easily able to introduce all these rules and all those interactions. And I love how he was able to find this happiness with Pochita. But yeah, just great episode, great introduction to those tropes. Now, I wanted to talk about the cinematography a little bit. That first scene where Denji's walking through the forest, did you guys notice the shadow and light work where you can see the shadows of the leaves of the trees clearly depicted on his clothes?
Yeah, the attention to detail and how this entire show is presented it's godly, honestly, in a way. Because
and we thought Jujutsu Kaisen looked good, buddy.
It's funny because watching this and then going into My Hero Academia again, love My Hero Academia, but like there are moments where Endeavor is in shadow. And it's like, that makes no sense because Endeavor's covered in flames. He should not be covered in shadow. Fire should not be engulfed in shadow. That doesn't make any sense. And so seeing realistic lighting in this show is just so amazing. And it's a breath of fresh air, right? And I think that, again, goes back to, like you were saying, that the animation technique that they went with to where it didn't feel like I was really watching an anime. It felt like I was watching a live action show because of the way they handled the cinematography and how they handled the art style. And sometimes that works against Chainsaw Man because like when we get to the end fight, the CG kind of stands out a little bit more than it does in some of the normal like standing shots like at the beginning of the episode. But overall, like I think they nailed it because the lighting, how that works, the way his hair hey, that's a bit far, man. But no, like I just think it all comes together to create such an amazing final product. It doesn't, and especially when you look at like the intro, right, and we see all the movie references, it feels like it's trying to redefine what an anime is and put it in that high cinema echelon that Martin Scorsese wants to preserve.
Yes.
You know what? I'll allow it. We can meme on My Hero all the time. It's a ridiculous series. It can handle the jokes.
Yep. Yeah, it was great. It's the cinematography is great. I do agree with you. And the dramatic change once he becomes Chainsaw Man. But I also do like the fact that allows it to be distinct.
Yeah.
They use it as a means of the supernatural, which again, it's, oh my God. Okay. And I do find
Why? This is a Chainsaw Man episode. Why?
You mentioned My Hero. Saying
he's just looking for an excuse.
Mentioning My Hero had nothing to do with whatever that prompt was.
Oh boy! Now,
I'm Mad Dog for a reason.
Bonk.
I mean, that claim was true, though.
No, but yeah,
Chainsaw Man.
but I love the execution with how he, if we thought, and I love how the show presents how bad he's getting. Like he sold a kidney, he sold an eye, he works as a devil hunter, which is a dangerous job. And I love how we think that, okay, his life is bad, but no, baby, this is just a bad day. Like he gets murdered by zombies. Like if we thought it could get any worse. But I like the symbolism of blood. Like it's a symbol of life, and it looks like it's going to be a theme throughout the show. The idea of blood as life, because blood was used to bring Pochita back to life when they met. Bullet was used to activate a supernatural connection between Denji in pieces and Pochita. And the fact that Pochita talks. When Pochita talks, because for the longest time we're talking about
Yeah. Like for real, like you think life can't get any worse. It's like, what if we just just decide to murder you, chop you up into pieces, and throw you in a dumpster?
the universe said, literally the universe said, hold my beer.
Life comes at you fast, or death comes at you fast, I guess.
Yeah. But I love how throughout the show, we were presented with the fact, with the idea or the thesis of the show also, which is that every single person in the world always thinks that the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Everybody's always dreaming of something better or what they think will be better, right? And like Denji is just talking about dreams and talking about how great it would be for this, how great it would be for that. And everything he's doing is taking what he has. Even someone in his dire situation has to recognize that he's taking the little good that he has. He's taking it for granted. Because there's no way that you dream of something better if you don't take what you have for granted. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you shouldn't dream for something better, right?
Yeah.
And also it presents the situation, which is what leads to the final battle with the zombies, is the fact that some dreams require that you take care that you remove every single obstacle in front of you. Mm-hmm. And the zombies or the zombie devil or those people that succumb to the zombie devil are saying, we're going to get everybody else out of the way so we can be happy, as opposed to just trying to be happy in their own right. And then Denji finds out that in this world, he's going to have to do the same thing if he wants to be happy, which is kind of like the idea, right? And the fact that Pochita is giving him what he needs to pursue that dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is interesting because those that know One Piece is a show about dreamers. Every single character in One Piece has a dream, has a goal, something that they want to achieve. But of course, they're not killing zombies or killing people in the means or becoming devils because of that. But there's devil fruit. Haha, reference.
I thought the dreaming anime was Naruto. They have a whole song saying, "We are fighting dreamers."
But I like the idea of using that idea to push this forward. And he had to become a devil so that his dreams are able to come true.
Yeah.
And that's when we see him with Makima and all that.
And I'm the only non-manga reader in this conversation, so I have no idea what comes after this point, right? Like, that was such... Yeah. Redheads are the best, man. Like, they're awesome. They're awesome. Iris West, come on. But
yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm really fascinated to see where the story goes from here, right? Because that was a movie. Like we've been saying, that was a 25-minute experience. And it's like, if it ended right there with Pochita sacrificing and giving Denji a second chance, right? If it ended there, that is a 3-act story right there. We kind of got a happy ending. So it's like, where do we go from here? That's what I'm interested in. Yep. And that's why I'm going to be tuning in as soon as it drops this week, getting into episode 2.
Now, Isaac, before I start closing this conversation, because I do want to go back to the opening, any more thoughts of things that you loved or enjoyed about the premiere of Chainsaw Man?
That aren't horny thoughts.
Yes.
I mean, the hornier thoughts are probably going to explode later on in the series, but I digress. Yeah. You know me by now, Mike.
Unfortunately.
I mean, do you have anything else to add to the conversation?
I was just gonna say that I was scared to see how they were gonna handle the chainsaw, especially within the arms, and I have to say that they managed to They made it work exponentially well.
I agree, 100% agree, and I'm gonna say something. I've read the book. I've read the book. Now I do like the idea. Yes, they did. These are very active, in particular, strong arm zombies. Um,
If you want to hear more zombie conversation, check out Train to Busan on the chatter after.
Mic drop. Um, so I'm gonna say Mike as an Mike drop. That's what's gonna happen from
Boom.
now on. Now, what I'm gonna so I lost my train of thought because I thought about that.
That's okay. While you get that thought back, I want to ask you guys a question because, again, you are manga readers, and I feel like we have to do this every time a new
Oh,
anime.
I remember what it
drops.
was, but go.
Perfect. The question was this a faithful adaptation to the first chapter of Chainsaw Man?
110%.
Yes.
But I'm glad that you mentioned that because that was actually what I was gonna say. Not that, but it was about the manga.
The
I enjoyed the book and I keep reading and I keep enjoying it. But the life that the voice actors brought to this interpretation made that book come alive and then some. Especially Denji screaming and enjoying taking down those zombies. What's like, you know what I mean? Like it became alive. So I'm really excited to keep watching Chainsaw Man. Now, you mentioned about the opening. You mentioned how it's going to be different openings every episode, which my mind is still blown, and I'm trying to find my brains. But the one thing about the opening that I find interesting, which I want you to think about this, Mike, as we keep watching episodes, because I might bring it back to the conversation as we discuss the openings. But the reason I love this opening and I find it very interesting is because this show gets real dark real quick. Very weird, real quick moving forward. But one of the things that never changes is who Denji is in some way, shape, or form. In terms of his demeanor and happy-go-lucky, like his nonchalant way of looking at life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are going to be changes to his character after the osmosis. But this particular opening, it's literally life through the eyes of Denji. Because in a world that is so dark and terrifying, full of devils, he's having a freaking blast. Because that's really the angle, right? Like, Power is another devil person, right? Which you can kind of see with the horns or whatever. But you see everybody else, and you see them all interacting. But specifically, Denji's having a blast. And if you see it, if you look at everything that he's doing, he's kind of doing a lot of the things that he never got to do because he didn't have any money. Mm-hmm. So it's all the excess that he's always wanted. So I love that interpretation of the opening, which is the world through Denji's eyes.
That's what's, again, fascinating about them having different openings for each episode, and it makes you wonder, like, is it going to be like that for every episode, or it's going to be thematic to what's happening within Denji's mind and headspace, right? Following that dream of wanting to be able to have some sense of normalcy and a normal life. I think that's why I'm excited to see the intros change going forward. And I'm glad you picked up on that, right? Like it's a lot of mundane things happening within that intro. But once you understand Denji as a character, it's like that's the goal. That's where he wants to be. And now he has a chance to actually pursue those dreams.
I don't think you gave us high expectations, Arkwinder. I think that this is actually perfect because it is something special. I'm going to ask you a question live. Are you caught up with the manga, or did you just finish part 1 and that's it? And he'll answer in a minute.
Are you
But
talking with
of us.
with me, or are you talking with Arcwinder
Arcwinder,
about?
Arcwinder. I know you and I are caught up. But yeah, it's Chainsaw Man is something special, and it's crazy. And if you enjoy the craziness you're seeing now, there's a lot more to come, and a lot of more interesting characters to come that will surround Denji for adventures and madness. And guys, I'm so happy that we talked Chainsaw Man, but fair enough. Don't worry, you're gonna like where it's going. It's super interesting. Super interesting. But guys, we've talked Chainsaw Man. This is awesome. What a phenomenal show. What a phenomenal, in particular, intro. And again, I could say this is up there as one of the best first episodes of any show. And everybody knows that I love the first episode of My Hero. The first episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is up there. The first episode of Cowboy Bebop, which are legendary shows. This is definitely one of those.
Did you
I'm
just
very
put
surprised.
MHA in legendary status? I saw the sneak there.
Yes, I did. I did. But definitely yeah. But definitely yeah. This is one of the best. I would even say, as much as I loved the first episode of the new Bleach series, this to me is the best first episode I've seen in the whole year.
Yeah,
Like, it's just that good. And I even put it aside movies. It's just something else. It's just so great. So great.
as somebody again who's the anime only between us and even in the comments with Arcwinder, I am impressed that they were able to make such a strong opening, right? Because the hype behind this show and this debut has been unmatched. I don't think I've ever seen an anime get this much attention before episode 1 has ever dropped.
Yep.
It's unreal.
And I can't wait for the dub of the show to come out, because one of our friends of the show, Ryan Colt Levi, is playing Denji, and I can't wait to see him bring the madness and the awesomeness to Denji. Shout out to our friend Ryan Colt Levi.
Link to the interview we had with him in the description below.
Yeah, we
might need to get him back to talk some Chainsaw Man in the future.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully he has the time, because I'm pretty confident he's going to do a hell of a job. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know, guys. We've talked Chainsaw Man. It's been awesome. What a great show, guys. If you love what we do here at the Amateur Otaku, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on the like button. Make sure you click on the bell for notifications. You do not want to miss any of our weekly anime coverage every single Sunday. Every 2 weeks we do Chainsaw Man and Bleach, and every other week we do a different anime. Today this Sunday was Chainsaw Man and Bleach. Next week we're coming back to My Hero Academia season 6, and we're going back to Spy Family. We got 2 episodes of MHA and 2 episodes of Spy Family and another topic. Guys, we're excited for what we're covering. The show is growing. People are joining the conversation. The Amateur Otaku is what we always dreamed it could be. And with you guys, we appreciate every single thing you guys do for us, and join the conversation with us and sharing with your friends. So subscribe, click like, click on the bell, share with your friends. If you want to listen to us on the go, make sure you go to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are found. Definitely go check us out there. And if there's any topics that you would like us to talk about, or to make the central topic of the night, let us know throughout the week. You can find us at Amateur Otaku Pod. If you have an idea for a topic for us, let us know. And we'll discuss it, and we'll pick a topic from the audience. We come up with topics all the time, but trust me, if you guys come up with an interesting topic, trust me, you'll be on the show, and we'll give you a special shout out. So, yes. We will see you next time, guys. Have it awesome. Stay awesome. Keep watching anime.
Christian, thanks for stopping by. You're late, though. Have a nice night, everybody.
You can find me at ScarletFan52. Mike, where can they find you?
You can find me at Novice Cinephile, youtube.com/Novice Cinephile, or on Twitter and the chatter after. We have great content coming up over there. Isaac, where can they find you, buddy?
Well, they can find me over at Emblemaniac on Twitter, although I'm thinking about changing it to the Mad Doc. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just glad it wasn't anything your related, because I feel like that would have been going too far.
I mean, she can always step on me, but that's besides the point.
Good night, everybody.
Have it awesome, guys. Peace.